Hello viewers, welcome to Effykon article podcast. Today we are going to discuss a very interesting article. This article talks about a lady who was in a relationship with a man that was older than her. This is one of the best articles in our blog post and we are going to share this review with you. The story talks about a lady who was in a relationship with a man that was older than her. And as at the time that she was in this relationship, she was 19 years old. And the article states that they have spent 5 years together. In this article, she shares her experience, what happened to her while she was in the relationship, and what happened when she was in the relationship before and after, before, during, and after the relationship, what happened. And here she has spent 5 years of her life in a relationship with a man who she later realized that spending 5 years together was not worth it. And you have to pay attention to this podcast. If you have read this article before, I think you have an understanding about what she went through and how the family treated her while she was in this relationship. But if I've not gotten the copy of your article, please you check the video description. You see the link that takes you directly to the article so that you can read it yourself, but you can share it to others to have or to know about these experiences. Like I said, she was at the age of 19 when she got into a relationship with a man that was older than her. And we are going to review the article together and discuss some points that is going to be helpful to us and is going to be helpful to the people around us. And to start with, let me start with the opening paragraph of the article. I'm going to read the first paragraph of the article. It says, at the age of 19, I was already in a relationship with a man who declared his interest in me despite being years older than I was. So it was the intention of the man that she was in a relationship with to declare his interest in her. So the man approached her and she went forward to say, we were closer to each other despite my mother's aggressive attitude towards the relationship. So a man approached her for a relationship. The man was years older than her, but the mother was not happy. Please tell me, the mother was not happy about this relationship, but they became friends. They were together in a relationship. She goes on to say, my mother never supported me having a man friend at that age, but I was so much in love with him to the extent that no one could separate Dennison and me. So the man asked her to be his friend and she accepted, but the mother kicked against it. But despite what the mother was doing, she still moved her head to be in a relationship with this person. She went on to say, Dennison was a generous man who lavished me with all kinds of gifts. Special moments I will not forget in a hurry are moments my man could take me out to nice restaurants and the feelings of having to eat whatever I desire, whatever I want, and there was money to spend. So the man who was older than her in a relationship, the only thing that she could remember was that the man was rich enough to take care of her, take her to a nice restaurant and they eat what she wanted to eat. And the man, according to the story, has money to spend on her. The interesting part of this article is not who spent money on who. It's not who took who to a restaurant. Now, now she says that the mother was not in support, but despite what the mother did, they were together, she and the man takes her around nice restaurants. She eats whatever she wanted to eat, and life goes on. Now she went on to say, I also felt special when I look around such nice places and I didn't see my peers. I considered myself lucky. He said, most times I felt ashamed as well because ladies in their late 20s, early 30s, and even people above an age look at me unpleasantly. I could see them staring at me as if they wanted to beat me, maybe because of my age or the man I went out with, or the money I was spending, or ordering things they couldn't in front of them, or my outfit, or my general appearance. Now she went further to say, I had a satisfied life that made me lose focus on my studies. This is where I need to digress a bit. There are sometimes there are some relationships that we go into, and such relationship takes us away from our career, takes us away from our studies. And this lady says that she was satisfied. She had a satisfied life that made her to lose focus from her studies. So she was just after going out with the man, eating what she wanted to eat, drinking what she wanted to drink, wearing what she wanted to wear, despite the mother being against this kind of relationship. But she went further to be with the man to have a satisfied life. And she lost friends. She went on to say, I lost friends, a study group, and some family members who advised me not to be in such a relationship. But because I didn't see anything wrong in it, I stayed. I took them to be enemies of my progress. So now she was in a relationship that some family members, some of her close friends, were not happy about it. So they told her, either you take, so they told her they are not in support. And because of this, she tagged them enemies of progress. You see, sometimes the people that we call enemies of progress are really the people that need our progress. So because we are doing something that they are not in support, something that they have seen ahead of us that this thing that we are in is not favorable. They start to advise us. We now tag them enemies of progress. And this is the story of the lady. The mother was the first person who came against the relationship. Now, our friends also came against the relationship. Now, our study group also came against the relationship. And close family members also came against the relationship. And when this happened, she tagged them enemies of progress because they thought that they were against her having a happy life. It came to a point that it was only her, the man, and some few persons who did not like her being in such a relationship, but still they didn't push her away. They were still around. There are some persons that cannot leave us. Some of them are our parents. We might be doing something wrong, like our mother. Our mother was against the relationship, but our mother cannot disown her, cannot send her away, despite the fact that she was not paying attention to the mother. So the mother was one of the persons that was staying with her, that was advising her, even when she refused to leave the man that she was in a relationship with. So this in this aspect, I would like to say something here. There are some persons in our circles of friends that what we do, they don't like it, but still they cannot just send us away. That's truly speaking. There are people that they don't like what we do and they cannot just leave us and go their way. Maybe because we are in one way or the other connected to them. But there are some persons, even if our family members, some of them are family members, we do something that is wrong, they can still leave us. They don't care if we are their brother, we are their sister, or whatsoever. They can go away. So she said that there were some persons that did not leave her and they did not also support the relationship. She went on to say, this continued for years, and as I began to grow into my mid 20s, I started having a vision about my life, who I wanted to become, the future I wanted for myself. This unfolds before my eyes like a wrapped gift box. All this way contrary to my lifestyle and my relationship with Dennison. I began to notice that he wasn't in line with me. We had the same feelings, emotions, and the passion for immediate satisfactions, but a very different future. Now, she was in a relationship at the age of 19, remember? And now she's in her mid 20s, and she is now having vision about the life she wants, the real she now, the future that she wants. And she realized that Dennison was not the man for her. Some days back, I was discussing with my friend, about how some men go into relationship. Sometimes we go into a relationship because of emotions, just like she stated here. Sometimes we go into a relationship because of the immediate satisfaction. You understand me? So men can come to you because they want to be satisfied. They want the emotions. You understand me? At that point, they might not be thinking. Some of them might not be thinking of the future. And there are some women too. There are some ladies too who also goes into relationship for feelings. emotions, you understand, passion for satisfaction, immediate satisfaction, without also thinking about their future. I believe that most people does not consider future while going into the relationship. Most people just can be physical attraction, it can whatever it is at that point that make them go into relationship. And here she said that the man was not, and here she said that the man was not having the same future with her, even after spending these years. She went ahead to say the problem started when I sat down to discuss my future, my career, my dreams, and the life I see myself living in the future. And he showed no interest and had no positive contribution or guidance. Instead, he became upset about my self realization. This made me feel alone and depressed when he started to see me as someone supposed to remain on the same page with him. Now, this she has discussed her future with this man. She has discussed her career with this man. But aside from going to the hotels, going to restaurants, going to eat food, whatever they have been doing together, she has now sat this man down to discuss her future because she's now in her mid 20s. She has realized something that she did not know at the age of 19. And the man see her as someone who's supposed to remain at the same stage with him, someone who was supposed to just be going out with him to have fun with him. And now that she has realized herself, she found out the man is not someone she thought the man was. Let's see what she said in the next paragraph. She said, I became disappointed because I felt it was a necessity for him to help me. Now, in her mind, she expected this man to help her. She expected this man who has a lot of money to be a helper, someone to support her career, support her future. And she said, I expected him to be my counselor and my guidance as a man figure who said he loved me. I don't know if you understand what happens here. So she expected this man to be a counselor. This is someone, this is your girlfriend that you have been going around with. And your girlfriend is not discussing some certain things with you about her career, about her future. And she expects you to be a counselor, a man figure who's supposed to tell her this is what you need to do. Indeed, this man really seniors her. But the way the article goes, indeed, this man really, really seniors her. Because for her to admit that this man should be supposed to be a counselor, a man figure in her life, who's supposed to guide her, show her directives, who's supposed to guide her, show her some directions, tell her what to do. She went on to say, I became disappointed because I felt it was a necessity for him to help me, expected him to be my counselor and my guardians as a man figure who said he loved me. So the man told her, I love you. And now that she expects the man love to be above the intimate aspect of it, the immediate satisfaction and the emotions, the man is now turning his back on her. She said that she expected, she says that she says that she expected the man to be a counselor. So now she was expecting the man to not just have fun with her, not just go around with her to the restaurant. She was expecting the man to be a counselor, guide her in her career, guide her in her business. But the man was not doing that. And I would like to say, and some of us are victims of this. You understand me? Some of us are victims of this. You date someone who is maybe older than you, but the person cannot be your counselor. I think it's bad. It's very, very bad. Yeah, it does not have to do with any whether male or female or man or woman. This is not about gender. You understand me? Some of us are victim of having a relationship that we cannot take some counsel from our partner. And a 19-year-old girl getting into a relationship with a man who was like maybe 10 years or 15 years older than her, but the man cannot tell her, be a counselor, or guide her on anything. This is off. And this is where she expresses her dissatisfaction. She's not okay because she was expecting that at this point that I'm in my mid 20, I understand that I'm supposed to have a life for myself. I need to have a career. I need to focus. And the man was not there for her. And she went on to say, I expected him to invest his money in my career instead of inviting me to expensive restaurants and hotels to drink and to sleep over. So at this point, she has realized that above this going to hotels to eat, to drink, and to sleep over, the man that I'm in a relationship with has a lot of money. So he's supposed to invest this money in my career, in my business. You understand me? Instead of just eating, drinking, and sleeping over in hotels. And she went on to say, the financial, psychological, and emotional support I needed from him wasn't there. Then I realized he never wanted me to grow. For what reason? I should just have been a girl who was madly in love with him and follow him around and satisfy him sexually. I did that for 5 years. She went on to say, the financial, psychological, and emotional support I needed from him wasn't there. Then I realized he never wanted me to grow. For what reason? Now, she was in a relationship with someone who just wanted her to be in that level with him. And this will be a very eye opener to a lot of ladies out there. There are some men that want you for their own selfish interest. And this story should be an eye opener to you. This man claimed to love her, and all the man does is to take her from one hotel to the other, buy her all the gifts, buy her expensive dress, just as she stated here. But the psychological support is not there. Some men don't have psychological support for you. They don't have it for you. So they might just, and they may not even have the financial support for you. When I was telling someone the other day that there's a difference between spending on you and having financial support. Spending on you is different from financial support. And he was asking, I think I will come up with an article to explain that better. For someone to buy you, take you to expensive hotels, pay for you to sleep there, buy you food, buy you drink, buy you whatsoever you want, that is spending money on you. Financial support is that you have a project to do. Like she stated here, you have a project, you have something to do, and your academics, your career, and you need financial support. You need money to do it. That's different from someone buying you drink and food. It's a very different thing. It's a very different thing. And someone that says he loves you, someone that says you are in a relationship with him. So aside from going to the hotels, sleeping over, eating whatever you guys want, and having financial support for your career is a different thing. So we should be able to identify men that support us financially and men that spend on us. Of course, from the name spending and the name support is a different thing. So someone that supports you and someone that spends money on you is not the same. So she went on to say, I should just have been a girl who was madly in love with him and followed him around and satisfied him sexually. I did that for 5 years, pleasing him and me, while everybody around me disgusted me. So the man expected her to just be the girl that she was 19 years ago. So for that 5 years, she said that she has been going around with the man, sleeping with him, satisfying him sexually, and that the man expected her to also be in that situation, never to change. So, but now that she has realized herself and everything turns against her, she went on. Recently, I have gone through changes, though with regrets of wasting 5 years outside my life's purpose. 5 years of not aligning with friends and everyone who disliked what I was doing. None of this would have been a regret if the man I love at the age of 19 was on the same page with me after those years. But it turned out to be, but it turned out that pleasure took the best part of me. And it shows that all I was good for in his sight was just to satisfy him. And she concluded by saying, it is not too late for me to go after the future I have seen for myself. And I am not going to waste one more second in pursuit of my destiny. I can't go back to those wasted years of my youth, but I can begin now and strengthen my path to destiny. Now, this article is a very interesting article that you need to get and read. because I believe that most of us pass through this same part. Relationship is a very important thing, and when it comes to relationship, I pay attention to it very well. I pay attention to relationship and marriage because I will be in a relationship and I will get married. And even when I get married, I will always be in a relationship with my wife because relationship is just above what is beyond what we see. We just think that relationship is have some we just the opposite sex kind of stuff. No, I am very interested in the topics of um, marriage, the relationship. And that's why if I'm writing it, I don't joke with it. I make sure that I write with facts. Anything that has to do with relationship, anything that has to do with marriage, I make sure that if I'm writing it, make sure that I write it well. I do investigation to write it because I need the aim of my writing is to transform lives, to transform minds, to transform people, attitude and behavior. So when it comes to relationship, I don't play while writing it. This story is a very interesting story that you need to read it. You need to read this story on how this girl fell in love with a man older than her, and the mother was against her, friends were against her, some close family were against her, and she still went on to be in a relationship with a man for 5 years. Lucky for her, I would say at the age of 19, she's an adult. Yes, in her part of the world, she's an adult at the age of 19, so she can take decision, make decisions. So no one is going to like maybe beat her or whatsoever. And thankfully, she was able to recover herself before it was too late. She was in her mid 20s when she realized that the relationship that I'm into is not leading me to somewhere. And apart from this, I believe that there are persons who are in the relationship that are not going anywhere, and they have spent more than 5 years, like she did here. And thankfully, she was able to leave their relationship. So, despite the relationship that you are, if you are in a relationship that is not heading anywhere, the first year, second year, third year, you should be able to discover where you are. I want to tell you a story. There was a man who was in a relationship with a woman, and their intention was to get married. They had a very pure intention. They wanted to get married. So the purpose of that relationship was for them, to study themselves, know what they need to know, and which is very important. So along the line, they discovered that they had very different purposes, and that was how they split. They separated. They ended the relationship because having been in a relationship with someone with a different purpose is going to hurt you later. Just like she discovered that she and the man were not aligned. You understand me? The man just wanted her for that pleasure. He just wanted her to be going around with him, sleeping over and doing all what she started here. While she was thinking that, okay, I'm fortunate to meet a man who is rich enough to take care of my academics, to take care of my career, and maybe support my future. But the man never did. She said, I can't go back to those wasted years of my youth, but I can begin now and strengthen my path to destiny. So, despite any relationship that you are and you know that it's not leading you to your destiny, you have to go away from it. She left the relationship and she focused on her destiny. You need to go away from it. You need to focus on your destiny. It is your destiny or nothing. So no matter how many years you've been in a relationship, that you know that it's not leading to your purpose and your destiny, you don't need to waste time. You don't need anybody to tell you this is what you need to do. You need to move away from that relationship. You need to go away from that relationship because the more you stay, the more dangerous you cause to yourself. She spent more than 5 years in that relationship and she realized that it's not going anywhere. She now had to quit the relationship and focus on her career. And yes, there were red signs, there were red flags about this relationship, but did not know. She started from her mom. The mom said it's not in support of that relationship. The man is older than her. And the woman was concerned about her destiny, just like now that she are realizing. Sometimes our parents will give us instructions about some certain things that, or our senior friend, they will tell us this is the path to go, this is the path to go. We might see the light in what they are saying, but we still choose the darkness because we think that well, we are going the right path. So she lost friends, remember, she lost study group in her school. She lost a lot of persons that were not happy about the relationship, but she went on to be in the relationship. And at the end, the relationship did not lead to anywhere. So she was just a pet in someone's hand. Because all the person needed was satisfaction. So we should be careful of the kind of relationship we go into. And when we see any red flag, no matter how long we have been there, it's better you go out and fulfill your destiny in a year than not even fulfill a destiny. Considering, okay, I have been here for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, I've been in this relationship for 20 years, 30 years. I don't care how many years you've been in that relationship. All I care is, are you fulfilling destiny in the relationship? Are you going to the purpose that God has created you for? Are you getting the support that you need from the relationship to focus? See the right relationship for you. So how many years you've been in a relationship is none of my business. She walk away after 5 years. There are other people that might be there for 7 years, like that walk away for 10 years, of course. There are people that walk away from relationship for 15 years, and they make walking away, they meet their destiny helper. It might be their partner. They just meet their destiny helper, someone that align their purpose. So I told my friend the other day, I said, the best destiny helper you will ever have is your partner. We are not talking about financial stuff. There's sometimes you have money, you don't know what to do about it or to do with it. The best destiny helper you have is not your wife or your husband or your partner. Because if you have a good partner and you don't have money, you will strategize ways to get the money. But if you have all the money that you need, you don't still have a destiny helper. You'll be there with your money without knowing what to do with the money. There are a lot of people who don't know what to do with the money. There are some people that don't have business plans, they don't have career plans, they don't have anything. So sometimes we talk about destiny helper, it's not about finance. Who's going to, like she was looking for a counselor, said she thought that the man who claimed to have loved her could counsel her, but the man couldn't counsel. She needed some psychological counseling, she needed some academic counseling, financial counseling. The man couldn't counsel her. How will someone that spend money on you will giving you financial um, counseling or be teaching you financial intelligence? It's not going to happen. So it doesn't matter how long you've been there. She walked away after 5 years. I advise you to walk away. Pursue your destiny. When you meet the one that wants to go the same path with you, to fulfill purpose, you will know. And with that, you blossom. Read this article and read. You need to read this article yourself. She has been in a relationship with someone who wants to give her what he wants, not what she wants. And by the time she made demands for what she wants, the person turned against her. You understand? So why be in a relationship when someone is not supporting you financially and the person has money? So you want to go to school, she's not sending you to school. You want to buy books, she's not buying books, or it's not buying books for you. You want to pursue your career, it's not assisting you to pursue your career. What are you doing there? But if you say you need to go out and eat and drink and sleep over, he will send you money or pay for whatever expenses. So I would like to get this article and read. It's a very interesting article. Get it from our website and read. It's for free. You need it, you share it, and you learn from it. Like I said, the purpose of our writing articles, the purpose first is to transform minds, transform people, transform attitude, make you learn from real life story, fiction, non-fiction. We write them all from different um, topics that covers our magazine and blog post. Thank you for staying with me up to this point. See you in the next video. If you are new here, please kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you are watching from our website, we would like you to send us an email. Let us hear from you, and we can be sending you newsletters. Thank you so much, and stay blessed.